Welcome back, Truth Seeker. July 14th, 2023. The big headline today, the Long Island serial killer, a story over a decade old. He's been arrested, and tonight CNN and the Attorney General explain why they waited to arrest him at the moment they did. They're saying they arrested him late last night, but of course it was breaking news today, July 14th. And again, we had this date circled. We brought it up again Wednesday night. This is the kill date for the month. Again, once a month, there's one date circled as the kill date. And on this kill date, we have a very suspicious death reported in the NFL. And we have a serial killer arrested. And let's talk about both of those stories, as well as why Lisa Marie Presley's cause of death came out yesterday. And let's also discuss why the Secret Service ended their cocaine search yesterday, July 13th, and why the FDA approved the new contraceptive drug that they did also yesterday, July 13th. But we'll start right here with the Long Island serial killer. It is the latest news, and they're saying the serial killer is 59 years old. And the story comes from the Attorney General, Ray Tierney, which almost sounds like tyranny. But notice the gematria of serial killer and Ray Tierney. Again, if you're new here, gematria is the Kabbalistic practice of coding numbers into words. You learn this code, you'll see through the news how scripted it is every single day because it's the same repetitive patterns over and over. Just for the record, the name Michael Myers from the Halloween series also equals 59 in gematria, because we've talked about this pattern with 59 in serial killers before, from what's supposedly real in the news to what's fictional in Hollywood. But anyhow, the 59-year-old serial killer, the Long Island killer, arrested today. And again, if you're new here, what makes the kill date is the numerology of the date in light of the gematria of kill. So notice how in gematria, the most simple cipher is ABC is 1, 2, 3. The word kill equals 44. Today's date is July 14th, 23. 7 plus 14 plus 23 is 44. If you run the alphabetic order in reverse, the word kill equals 64 instead of 44. So if Z is 1 back to A is 26, kill equals 64. The full date numerology is 7 plus 14 plus 20 plus 23. 64. And there's also an abbreviated method where you add the day plus the month whole, so 7 plus 14, and then you add the year digit by digit. So 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 3. So 7 plus 14 is 21, plus the year, 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 3, 7 more, so you get the number 28. The word kill equals 28 when you run the alphabetic order in reverse with numerology. And in 3 months, the kill date will fall on the 17th, so you'll have all 4 of the kill numbers in that date. Next month, the kill date will be June 15th. Or not, excuse me. I take it back. I'm going backwards. I'm getting dyslexic. Next month, it's going to be August 13th. 3 months ago, it was on the 17th. So 3 months ago was April. So April 17th, 2023, you had all 4 numbers in the date. But anyhow, that's why once a month it's the kill date. Next month, it's August 13th. The month after that, it's September 12th. Then it's October 11th. Then it's November 10th. Then it's December 9th. And we've been documenting this pattern every single month since the death of Dick Gregory. In a moment, we'll be talking about the news of the dead football player who went to college in Maryland. If you're new here, we've been talking about all the football-related deaths this offseason connected to the state of Maryland, and specifically looking at the Baltimore Ravens. The man who died today, drafted out of Maryland, played for the Raiders, who are hosting the Super Bowl. They're hosting Super Bowl 58, as we'll get to. Joe Campbell was born on 5/8. And again, look at the gematria of Campbell. 64, 44, 28, just like how kill has those numbers. So again, the 4 ciphers are the alphabetic order forwards, in reverse, and then forwards with numerology, and in reverse with numerology. Very intuitive system, very elementary system, but also very profound in the fact that if you're aware of it, you can see through what's really going each day. So The word kill is 44, and they got the Long Island serial killer on this date, right? Look at Long Island. Long Island is 44, right? And the police officers have found him. Officer 44, Department 44. Remember the song by the Police, Murder by Numbers, where killing's the sport of the elected, and it's as simple as ABC is 1, 2, 3. The Police. Out of the 4 ciphers, whenever we go outside of these 4 ciphers, the cipher we typically look at is Jewish gematria. And in that cipher, notice how police is 147, like how today's date can be written 14/7. Another number we see a lot in police rituals. So the police solve a big homicide case, which is probably their own. You know, if any of this story was even true in the least, it was probably the police doing the killing. I'm pretty sure a lot of police departments have a dedicated serial killer, as sick as that sounds. But you have to remember, secret societies run our government, our nation, our authorities, and that's why the same things continue to happen, and the cases continue to get solved by the code, and they continue to get pinned on patsies. Has to be something along these lines. And not to mention how many TV shows are people watching about police serial killers. You know, Dexter's a famous one. But the other familiar pattern, Gilgo Beach, right? We've talked about this before. Gilgo Beach 201. It's also 112 in Jewish, like how the Jesuits operate in 112 countries. But again, 201 is the number of the Jesuit order, which is the thing that created modern Freemasonry and the thing that really rules this nation. And he appeared in court, the supposed killer today, in Riverhead, New York, which equals 201 like Gilgo Beach. And again, if you guys are new here, this is the number of the Jesuit orders. I just said the Jesuit Order 201, like Order of Illuminati, like the founder of the Jesuits is Ignatius of Loyola 201. The first Jesuit pope is Pope Francis. His birth name is Jorge Mario Bergoglio, which equals 201. He's the first to live in Suite 201 at the Vatican. No popes ever lived in it. He's Pope Francis, like the Jesuits are from France, and like how the last French pope was the 201st pope. And again, his Suite 201 is in a building called the Domus Sancte Marte 201. And as D26 pointed out today, a new find just to add to the 201s with that building. Prior to it being the Domus Sancte Marte, it was an on-site hospital for the Vatican. And the Pope that it was named for, the hospital, that Pope died on the 201st day of the year, July 20th. And we are coming up on July 20th, again, the anniversary of the moon landing, where Neil Alden Armstrong was the first man to walk on the moon, and his name's 201. And again, the moon is illuminated by the sun, and the Jesuits are a sun cult, Illuminati, moonwalk, put it together. Again, in the same century, the Jesuits were created. So was the calendar that's named after the Pope that we tell time by. So was English being standardized as a 26-letter alphabet. And the heliocentric model that says the sun is the center of it all was agreed to, which is another 201. And then the Catholic Church, who gave us the English language. Again, they made the word sun for the object in the sky, which they worship, as well as a male offspring, which they have people worshiping, because they want people in childish beliefs that don't make any sense. They live illogical lives and lie to their kids about things like Santa Claus and other things, like men in the sky. Anyway. The serial killer, the Long Island serial killer, CNN says, why officials move to arrest Long Island serial killer killing suspect now? Well, we just solved why. And since he was arrested last night, according to today's story, yesterday was July 13th, 13/7, like 137, the 33rd prime. Again, police equals 33, like secrecy, like order, like masonry, like New York. 137, the 33rd prime. The authorities got him on 13/7. We'll come back to that when we talk about why the search was stopped at the White House, another 137 location. In Washington, D.C., another 130 location by the government, 137, you know what I mean? We'll get to that in a minute, but anyhow. The Long Island serial killer. Oh, yeah. And I almost forgot. Again, Long Island, surrounded by water. Killings on the beach. Riverhead, New York. River, water. we're in the time of Cancer, which is a water sign ruled by the moon. That's why the moon landing was in the time of Cancer. But Cancer is another word that has the gematria 44. So probably also part of the ritual. And what else is interesting about this? His name, Rex Howerman, the killer. Rex has the same gematria as murder. Howerman has the same gematria as Jesuit order. And the name Rex Howerman equals Kabbalah, which is where this whole code of gematria comes from. Again, if you're new here, first page of the Book of Formation, Kabbalistic text, it said God created the world with numbers, letters, and words. Okay, so that is that story. Now, Lisa Marie Presley. Before she was dead, we explained why she was probably going to be pronounced dead. Later the day, it was announced that she was taken to the hospital, and we talked about how it would be synced with the young actor winning Best Actor for portraying her father Elvis at the Golden Globes, which happened 2 days before her death. Recall, the Golden Globes fell on 54 date numerology. Golden Globes equals 54. The word sun equals 54. Jesuit orders 54. The Jesuit orders logo is the sun. They're part of the Catholic Church, which is a sun-worshipping cult. Elvis recorded for Sun Record Studios. His first concert was in the year 54. So Lisa Marie Presley dies at 54, 2 days after the Most Perfect Golden Globes, where, again, Best Actor award goes to the man who portrayed Elvis. Now they wait all this time. That was January 12th that she died. So they waited 6 months and a day to announce her cause of death. And we see how sometimes the celebrities, they got the cause of death out like the next day, a few days later, a week later, sometimes it's a month later. This took 6 months and a day. Again, we know we've seen this 1,000 times. When these celebrities are murdered and there's some bogus, excuse for their death, then comes out some bogus excuse for the cause of death, and it's always a perfect ritual. So we mentioned how at the time it was reported that the paramedics responded to Lisa Marie Presley at 11:17. And let me bring it all together here. 11:17, that number, 1,117 is the 187th prime number. 187's prime factors are 11 and 17. They do a lot of funny business in Paris, France, which is also 187 land on 11/17 almost every year, just for the record. But again, that's the original home of the Jesuits and where the Scottish Rite of Freemasonry came to power. But Lisa Marie Presley's 187, just like Society of Jesus is, just like ancient and accepted Scottish Rite of Freemasonry is, and they spell it with the ampersand to get that 187 in there. Again, they got their headquarters in Washington, D.C., a land named after the Freemason George Washington, which is another 187, who was favorable to the Roman Catholic Church, which is the Holy Roman Empire, 187. But anyway, Lisa Marie Presley, her cause of death was put out on what would have been Elvis's 187th day of his age. And as for herself, it was put out on what would have been her 163rd day of her age, which is the 38th prime number. Death is 38. By the way, Long Island's also 163. Again, serial killer, 163 is the 38th prime. Death is 38. Murder's 38. Killings 38, RIP's 38. And, not to be outdone, again, since we are on a calendar that's synced up with the Pope, this news also came 157 days, her cause of death, 157 days before the Pope's upcoming birthday on December 17th. And recall when the movie released, it was a big 157 ritual as well. So, that is why her cause of death was put out on July 13th. No doubt about it. And again, it's business as usual. So Joe Campbell, announced dead. The first thing I look for is, does this guy have a connection to Maryland or Baltimore? And sure enough, Joe Campbell was drafted out of Maryland. He was drafted by the New Orleans Saints. And we've been making the point that this year, the Super Bowl, it's on the Vatican's 95th birthday, February 11th, 2024. The 95th birthday. The Jesuits created to counter the 95 Theses, recognized by the Roman Catholic Church on the day leaving 95 days left in the year. Arguably, the most Catholic city in all of America is Baltimore. Baltimore has that gematria of 95. Also 58, like the upcoming Super Bowl number, like how Joe Campbell was born on May 8th. And then again, just drafted by the Saints. You can't get more Catholic than the Saints. So the news broke today, and we understand why they saved it for the kill date. Again, Campbell equals 64, 44, 28, just like kill, which is today's date numerology, 64, 44, 28. They saved the news for today, but he actually died on Sunday. Can't get more Jesuit or football than Sunday. He died on Sunday, July 9th, 7-9. And we know murder is 79, Society of Jesus is 79. See how murder is also 34? So is Rex, the name of our serial killer. It's got the 47 in it as well. But remember, murder is also 83 and 38, like Ravens is 79, 83, and 38. The team that plays in Maryland, where Joe Campbell went to college. So Joe Campbell won the Super Bowl 43 years ago with the Raiders. This year, the Raiders will be hosting the upcoming Super Bowl. 43 years ago, the Raiders are now in Las Vegas, Nevada, which is 43 land. Notice the Las Vegas, Nevada 43. There's that 83 again. Football is also 43 and 83 and 133 like Las Vegas, Nevada. So we can understand why he's dead 43 years later. On the kill date is the news. We can understand why he died on a Sunday. And here, let's just look at this in real time. Upcoming Super Bowls, February 11th, 2024. He died Sunday, July 9th, 2023. Meaning he died exactly 31 weeks before the upcoming Super Bowl. That's the 11th prime number. Football's a game of 11 on 11. He died 62 days after his May 8th birthday. Words like sacrifice and Faustian bargain equal 62. They saved the news for what would have been his 68th day of being 68 years old. This death's connected to the upcoming championship. Championship is 68. You could also say they saved the news for 67 days after his 68th birthday. Both blood sacrifice and human sacrifice are 67. And for the record, the day he died had 59 date numerology. And Joe Campbell equals 59. And if I didn't say so earlier, we were talking about where that number is connected to serial killers. And the 59-year-old Long Island serial killer. In Jewish gematria, the word kill itself is 59. So it is a deadly number. And in case you're new here, again, in the base ciphers, kill is also 17. 59 is the 17th prime number. Again, in Jewish gematria, which Derek renamed Latin, kill is 59. So that is that. And again, the Secret Service ending the search for cocaine at the White House yesterday, 13/7, like 137. White House, Washington, D.C., authority, government, they're all 137. The reason the word Norgestrel's on there is because the feds also approved Norgestrel, which equals 137, on the same day, which is an over-the-counter contraceptive meant to stop pregnancy. And, of course, they want that out there. They got to promote every single thing that could possibly, they got to just promote every single thing that'll stop procreation. That's the name of the game right now, to reduce population, stop as much procreation as possible. Teenagers, mutilate your genitals, be gay, don't even have relations with anybody else. There's endless free porn, We want to clean this place up of you human filth. So if you are going to have sex, make sure to have a Norgestrel released by the numbers. Wouldn't want you to have a family or any offspring. So, and again, 137 is the 33rd prime. For the record, sex has 33. A special number to us humans. People 33, person 33, society 33, family 33. And I'm sure that all relates back to the 33 bones in the human vertebrae, that spiritual ascension happens up in Kundalini. And I'm pretty sure that's the reason they say Christ was crucified at 33. Here's the book for humanity, Bible 33. Get Masonry 33. The Masonry secrets are originally supposed to be about self-enhancement and improvement. So really coming back to the person, and a lot of the secrets are based in the Bible. But There's a reason for 33. And anyhow, let me check in with the chat because that's all I had to present. Let me see. I see Open Up looks like he did two super chats. He said, any update on Kobe book? Don't forget, today's 41 days before Kobe Bryant Day. 41 days to August 24th. He says, any update on Kobe book? Don't forget to share every stream, support the work. Also leave a comment once the stream ends. I'll be getting it finished up, Open Up. I am taking my sweet time. What I'm going to need is a really nice illustration from somebody, at least one, of Kobe on the cross, because the book opens up with how Kobe was crucified. Oh, it says there's 201 people watching right now. Is this even true, Google? What are you doing to us? Well, I see two super chats from Open Up, and they both say the same thing. Appreciate it. I do need to get done. Shout out to Chris. Chris says, don't confuse my personality with my attitude. My personality, who I am, my attitude depends on who you are. Let me get that again. Don't confuse my personality with my attitude. My personality is who I am. My attitude depends on who you are. Okay, I get it. Yeah, I get it. Well, thank you both. I appreciate your continued generosity. And look into Kobe Brown. Kobe Brown. Clippers Kobe Brown. Who's this? Kobe Brown's Kobe Bryant confession after massive game. Did this happen today? Because today's 41 days before Kobe Bryant Day. Is this today? Brown recorded 35 points, 8 rebounds, 4 steals, 2 blocks, and 3 assists in 33 minutes during Friday's 102-91. Again, Kobe for 33. Oh my goodness, you guys. Again, the reason we need a good drawing of Kobe crucified is because remember, crucify equals 41 like Kobe Bryant. Dead at 41 on the Pope's 41st day of his age while traveling from Catholic Mass on the 157th day of his own age. But yeah, I get it. 41 days before Kobe Bryant Day. Hilarious. 193 points in the game, the 44th prime. We already know what's up with the 102. 91's the 13th triangular big LA number. Yeah. LA versus Philly, right? Kobe's from Philly, dead in LA. Figure that NBA probably figured it would be too obvious if it was on the Lakers, but they got their fan base, they got him well tested. They're like, they won't get it if he's on the Clippers, so we'll just put him on the Clippers. They're not quite smart enough to catch on if he's on the Clippers. Okay. Am I coming to Los Angeles on Kobe Day? Well, let's hope so. I'm going to feel bad if I'm not there. But, yeah, I mean, it sucks. Support's way down since I was in LA, and it shouldn't be. And it might not actually be like people trying to leave the work, but it might just be like the ladies who came out to Seattle, and what I've heard from a lot of other people, that they got canceled from the Patreon and they're having trouble signing back up. It's not accepting their information. So I feel like I'm being punished by the authorities for going out and pounding pavement, and it's taken a major toll financially. And it sucks because it's so expensive to travel. That's why I slept in my car the whole week for the California trip. But yeah, I'm anticipating I'll be there for Kobe Bryant Day. It's just... You know what, you guys, if you're like the people who've been on the Patreon and have gotten kicked off and can't sign back up, a way to donate $5 a month is just through my own website. You can buy an ebook. Once a month, you can just buy an ebook. Yeah, sure, you don't need it again, but I mean, it's another way to donate money. Either of these books cost $5. The green book gets you 800 pages of knowledge. The black book gets you 400 pages of knowledge. So you could argue that the green book's a better value, but they're really both essential reading, and you don't have to read all of either of them. But again, if Patreon's not working out for you, that would be another way. Or another way to donate is just all the other ways: Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Some people use those methods, but not a lot. So, but yeah, it's hard to travel on the revenue I have coming in right now. So, um, I've even been debating on, if I can't get the next book to sell, I've been debating on figuring out a way to get an old day job and save up some money, just like the good old days. Because at the rate things are going, we'll be flat broke here before long. So, um, book number 3. I mean, I could release it tomorrow if I wanted to, but again, I want it to be right, and I want it to feel good enough to me, and it still isn't there. It's just because I feel like it has to be good, but also dumb enough to reach the masses, and that's where I keep stumbling. If I'm making things too complicated, or nice work, Chris, congrats. Chris is also bringing it in with the joke. And you guys, I mean, that's the value of supporting the work, right? I'm not trying to turn you guys into gamblers, but the knowledge pays for itself. There's a lot of people who pay $5 a month and make thousands of dollars every month off the sports picks. So, um, and again, there's a lot of people who've taken the knowledge and they're more invested in watching sports and keeping up on sports, and they're taking the knowledge and taking it to the next level because they know more about the games right now than I do. I don't watch the games at all. I just decode the games. So shout out to 13 Serpents. I appreciate it. And by the way, the Robert De Niro nephew video I did a little more than a week ago, if you guys can figure out a way to download that video, can you let me know? Because I can't find any way to download that video. Everything gives an error message for it. So for some reason, that video cannot be downloaded as far as I can tell. If you still need my first book and you don't want to buy it, it is also, both of these books are free to download, by the way. Nobody buys them anymore ever since I made them free, which also sucks because it's like nobody buys the books anymore. Patreon's down. But the way to get them for free is if you type in Zachary K. Hubbard and what's that? What's that other? I can't think of what the thing's called right now. Subscribestar. Subscribestar. It's like Patreon, but I don't use it for that. I just use it to here. This will bring it up. I just use it for a splash page for where people can come and download both books. So if you need letters and numbers, Jorge, just come right here and download it. And then you'll have it. Okie dokie. Anything else going on in the chat? Thank you again, 13 Serpents. Another very generous person. Let's see. I appreciate that, Farlab Jones. Yeah, when I say no one buys it, it probably averages about 1.5 sale copies a week. Back when it was on Etsy, it used to sell like hotcakes. It was my best source of revenue until they banned it on the old 74th day of the year. Yeah, it does have good reviews on Amazon, and I do get book publishers that call me all the time, and I just can't decide if the people who call me are legitimate. I've had a lot of offers to republish the book, and supposedly they'll get it in people's stores. I just have to pay them X amount of dollars, and I had somebody when I first finished the book that charged me $2,000 that said they were really going to help get it out there, and then I never heard from anything from them after I paid them $2,000. And it's just, there's so many scams in the world, and it's so hard to know what's real, and people have websites that look super legitimate, like the people who scam me, but yeah, it's just, Yeah, everyone should read the first chapter in Letters and Numbers. It really does explain why 26 is so significant and why the English alphabet is 26 letters. I appreciate that, Farlap. Yeah, Jorge. The only way to get the physical copy again is to send that ebook version to lulu.com, lulu.com. They can turn it into an actual physical book and they'll mail it to you. So I'm not sure what the price has gone up to. I know before inflation went crazy, it was $35. So without even having checked on what the new cost is to have it printed in a book, I'm going to assume it's probably gone up to around $50. Yeah, if you guys ever come meet me when I'm out, I'm always happy to sign books. So, and when I do finish the third book, I will order more copies for myself like last time and sign them and send them to those who order. So, all right, we'll leave it there for now, Truth Seeker. Have a good rest of your evening. And again, thank you to everyone who supports the work. And we'll see what they bring us tomorrow. And also, again, Sunday, I'll be on with Johnny Cerrucci. Um, be streaming with him. And here, hold on, let me check. Let me check the times again on the Johnny Cerrucci stream, so you guys can be ready for that. It's Sunday. It goes from 1 to 3 Eastern time, so that's 10 a.m. Pacific. So I'll be on at 10 a.m. West Coast time. For you people on the East Coast, 1 p.m. All right, we'll leave it there. Congrats to the winners. Have a good evening.